Actor Corbin Bernsen is here to talk about his latest project that's a bit trippy, y'all. An inside look at Woodstockers. Small bites, but big flavors. We have a pair of tickets to give away to the Big Eat. Watch for your cue to enter to win. And how about a little blues music? That was great. My high-energy interview with Derek Dove. Colorado and Company starts when? Oh yeah, right now.
Portions of Colorado and Company contain paid content.
Good friends, gonna get you through the day. Good friends.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Colorado and Company. We have lots to get to today that I'm excited about. We're starting with a drink every human being and their mother is talking about. Matcha. Say it with me. Matcha, okay? Mm-hmm. Kelly loves it. Mm-hmm. Jump on the bandwagon and learn how to make your own. We have teacher, I like that, Carol Bright Alvarez, who also happens to be the owner of InTea. She is here to help. Hello.
Hi,
So
thank
excited.
you for having me.
Absolutely, welcome. Matcha isn't a new type of tea, but it is everywhere. It's having a moment. It's like protein. It's having that kind of a moment. Talk to me about why you think that is.
So the history of matcha is very, very old. It goes back to the Tang Dynasty, 7th century China.
Wow.
It was popularized and really perfected in Japan. And it was in about 1996 that Haagen-Dazs created a matcha ice cream, and that built the awareness in the American market.
Got it.
Starbucks and Teavana made it more accessible to people.
Got it.
But really, I think the tipping point was Gwyneth Paltrow on Instagram, posting on Instagram.
I remember that.
And matcha is invincibly photogenic.
It's
the
gorgeous.
bright
Yeah,
green
good call.
color is beautiful, and so we're all attracted to the wellness characteristics
Totally.
and just the beauty of this amazing drink.
We're gonna matcha their energy, am I right?
Ah.
How is matcha different from green tea? Because there can be some confusion here.
Okay, are you
had green tea this
ready?
morning.
Are you ready for this?
Hold on, now I am.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
Okay.
So matcha is actually shade grown for 3 weeks before it's harvested. They put big netted tarps over the plantation, and that forces the plant to create more chlorophyll. It increases the L-theanine, and it creates its own flavor profile in that process.
Kind of that grassy.
It's strong,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then the plucking has to happen 88 days after the first day of spring.
Oh my God, it's like a spell.
It's only plucked from the top bud and the top leaf for best quality matcha. It goes to a steaming table for 15 to 30 seconds. It is steamed.
Oh my God.
Very important
Very intense.
step.
Okay.
Very important step. Then it goes to a drying process where these big cages that are covered in nets blow the leaves up into 4 different categories so that the leaves don't stick to each
Wow,
other.
it's like, do you add an eye of newt? I mean, it's crazy. That's amazing.
And, well, it's insightful
Yeah,
as to
it's
why
beautiful.
this matcha is so expensive. It's very labor intensive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then it goes to a drying process that is 10 meters long, 4 different conveyor belts, a different temperature on each layer to dry the tea.
This is high maintenance tea.
Then it goes through a sorting and cutting process where all the veins and stems are removed from the leaf.
Oh my God, I'm super excited. I want to try
That
this.
remaining leaf is called tencha, and it goes through a grinding process.
Okay.
Granite grinders. This is just a little tabletop version, but the big version is about this big, and it's ground. It takes an hour to grind an ounce and a half of matcha.
Oh my God, well, let's get making it because I
So
want to
let's
see how
make
you
it.
do it.
Okay, then you're gonna do it with me.
Oh, good luck.
Okay, so first we're gonna put our strainer on top of the bowl.
Got it.
Okay, then you're gonna get your measuring scoop.
Okay.
We're gonna scoop out 2 scoops.
You get like a powder of it, okay?
2 scoops sprinkled in the strainer.
Okay.
There you go, you've got a scoop.
Oh, nice,
And then
okay.
you kind of force it through the strainer.
Did I do too big of a scoop? Oh God, we're fine, everything's
okay.
fine, we're
okay,
fine.
so just do
Everything's
one.
fine.
Just do one.
I just did one.
There, you're good. You're
Okay,
good. That's
we have 90 seconds left, so let me hear what next you do.
Pass it through the strainer.
Okay. Oh, with
All
this
right.
thing?
Yep.
Okay. Oh God, everything's fine.
Yours is going to be really green. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. All right. Then we're going to pour about a 1/4 cup of water.
Okay.
There you go.
Got it. Yeah,
And
this
you're
is what
gonna
I see
take your
everyone has.
whisk.
The whisk is what everyone has.
Bamboo whisk, lots of tines. It's going to make the froth.
Okay.
So you want to use a wrist motion like this,
okay.
when not around and around, because
Okay.
you won't get the foam.
Got it.
So you go back and forth like this
Like a
with your
whisking
wrist.
the egg almost.
Just like whisking an egg or an omelet. There you go. You have a whisk
Oh.
right there. It works better when you put it in the
I was
matcha.
just improvising, you know? A little pantomime.
Works really better in the matcha.
Okay.
Then you can take a little break, add a little more water.
Got it.
And that's a little stand.
Okay.
Yep, that the matcha whisk dries on. It keeps its shape.
All right. Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Add a little more water. We'll whisk a little more.
Oh my God. Is this the
Do you have
final
a nice
step?
foam
I
on
have
the
I
top?
have a good foam.
She
it's a
does.
Nice foam.
She does have foam.
It did foam. It foamed.
Okay.
Amazing.
And now
We drink?
we drink.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Ooh, that is so soothing.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's delicious. It really is. The flavor profile is very
And-
very layered, which I love. So to learn more about matcha or tea in general, consider stopping by In Tea in downtown Littleton. You can also see the full lineup of classes they offer. Yes, classes at in-tea.net. Well, summer is the perfect time for a getaway, but the cost of everything is on a lot of people's minds, right? Affordability. Later, we have some tips for you and from a pro on how to plan a vacay without breaking the bank. All right, let's talk about something I'm sure some of you right now are having trouble with. Hearing problems, and they are very, very common and oh so frustrating. It does not have to be this way. We have Dr. Julie Prutzman, the founder and owner of Sound Relief Tinnitus and Hearing Center. She is here today with some solutions. Hi.
Hello.
I'm so glad to have you here. I know so many people, especially my family, with hearing issues, and it is so frustrating. So let's give them some answers here. Tell us all about Sound Relief and what you do.
Absolutely. My husband and I started Sound Relief 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and our mission really was to end the misnomer that nothing can be done for tinnitus.
Yeah, because you
or
feel like you have
ringing.
nothing to do. That's right.
Yeah, so many people are still told to this day, just go home and live with it, which is infuriating because if you have 24/7 ringing in your ears or head, there is no way you can just live with it and move on.
No,
right?
your quality of life is gone there.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So we help people daily. We have just surpassed our 10,000 patient that we've been able to help
my God.
achieve. Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay, tinnitus is something, as I said, and some of you right now are struggling with it or you know someone. Tell us more about the treatments, because my uncle has a little hearing device, like a microphone at the table. What else is there for them?
Yeah, so tinnitus treatment is as unique as the individual experiencing
Okay.
it. So no two cases are the same because it occurs in the brain.
Huh.
And no two brains are the same, right?
it.
So really what I've found over the past 20 years of working with tinnitus patients is a combination approach of prescriptive sound therapy and cognitive behavioral techniques to really rewire that brain.
So it's like a neural pathway thing.
It is absolutely a neural pathway, changing that neural pathway, rewiring it so it's no longer a constant annoyance, and we can really push it to the background and reduce its intensity so it's not impacting the patient's quality of life.
I didn't know I thought it was in the ear. This is
Yeah.
fascinating. It's in the brain, and there's something you can do about it. Talk to me about long-lasting tinnitus remission. Is it possible?
It is. It's kind of like when we talk about cancer remission, right? So if we're able to rewire the brain, establish that new auditory pathway, patients can get to a point where they only perceive it 10% of the time.
No way.
Right, and that's huge. If
a
you come in,
dramatic drop, yeah.
Right, with 90% disturbance and awareness to a sound that's 24/7, and we can drop that to only being aware of it 10% of the time, that's huge.
That's amazing. And it's just from working with the brain.
It is. It's altered pathways from the ear to the brain, most commonly caused by noise exposure.
Got it.
We live in a loud world, right? So a lot of people have had too much loud noise exposure, whether it's from occupation, hobbies,
Yeah.
military.
The drummers.
Yes.
The military, sure,
Yes,
sure.
all of
Yeah.
those
I don't know
things.
why I added that drumming. What would you say makes your approach specifically different? Because you guys stand out.
Yes, our approach is different because of my 20 years of working with tinnitus patients. I've really seen it all. I'm really fortunate that I'm part of the American Tinnitus Association. I'm a board member, so I really have connections and networks with a lot of people that are really leading the research in this field,
Yeah.
and so I can bring these advancements to my patients faster.
Smart.
Because I'm well connected.
You're on the cutting edge here.
Yes,
Yeah.
and really just have the experience of 20 plus years of working with it.
I want to ask you just personally, it's not in the script, but like when people come to you, they must come really at the edge of sort of where they must be like, are people crying? I mean, this must be just
it could
so
be.
frustrating.
Very
Yeah.
emotional, and it
Yeah.
can be. You're right. We usually get people that are at their last, they're to us because they've been everywhere else. They've been told by an ENT or by a well-meaning healthcare professional that doesn't know any better that there's nothing you can do because there's no quick fix, there's no pill, there's no surgery. But we know we can rewire that brain. The brain is very plastic, right? This is all based on neuroplasticity. And if we can calm the nervous system down, get some missing input back to the brain, we can really align things and get the relief people are looking for.
You're like their last
resort.
That's amazing,
Yes.
unbelievable. I'm working in therapy with neuroplasticity.
Yes.
Let's hear from someone who's actually using the treatment. Let's take a look at this.
I was really excited, but I was skeptical. You explain in detail, the scientific basis of it and how it breaks up the hearing spectrum into a lot more segments so you can better target the areas of concern. That made scientific sense to me. Yeah, it's real easy. I pretty much use it as I'm doing my normal day-to-day activities. When I was working, I could do it when I'm on my lunch break. It's like an MP3 player. So with our testing that we did, you have a custom track that you download into here, and then that track is modified as we've gone through our treatments to keep fine-tuning the hearing spectrums that give you the issues. Virtually every time that I do the treatment, and I stop, I notice a noticeable change in the volume of the tinnitus. It gives me a peace of mind, to where if I do have a stressful, event or something like that, and my tinnitus goes up, or maybe a bad night of sleep and I wake up and it's, pretty loud, that I have that peace of mind to know and I can go to my treatment, in 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's going to be decreased measurably so that I don't have to deal with it all day.
That is like peace of mind. You really need that, and I'm so happy people are getting it. Colorado and Company viewers, listen up. You can receive a free tinnitus consultation. Free, like I said. Just mention that you saw Dr. Julie on the show. Call now. Book your appointment. Take a picture of this screenshot so you have it for you or a family member or friend. You can also, this is the number 720-506-4415. You can also find them online at soundrelief.com. Thank you so much. And I'm sure your patients thank you a lot too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. When Colorado and Company returns, actor Corbin Bernsen came to visit Studio B ahead of this weekend's Series Fest. You're going to want to stay tuned for this one. Welcome back. Time to chat with the man everyone wants to see on TV and in movies, from LA Law to Major League. Get in front of the damn ball, Dorn. Yes, it's Corbin Bernsen. His latest project, Woodstockers, was screened at Series Fest right here. Let's get a look.
These cone tents, we're going to fill the field with them.
For what?
I'm not sure. So, you give any thought to the thing? You know what we were discussing?
What, selling my house?
Yeah, guys chomping at the bit. You call the terms, doesn't get any sweeter.
So that's why I'm here. It's not about teepee.
Cone tint. All cash, opportunity knocks.
For who?
For you.
He stopped by earlier today to tell us all about it, and it was a hoot. Check it out. Corbin, we love seeing you in every role you play, and I have to ask you off the bat, who do you get recognized most for? Is it the LA Law crowd? Is it the get in front of the damn ball, Major League Dorn?
It really depends on where I'm at.
Fair.
I mean, if I'm at a baseball game, it'll be Dorn. Psych, because it's the most recent, younger audience. But if you're a little bit older, it's LA Law, or if you're some strange person in some weird movie,
like some abstract movie.
Tales from the Hood or The Dentist. Or,
yeah, or Friends and Neighbors, which is.
Oh, well, I'm getting that now.
Are you?
Yeah, now I'm getting
Lovely.
That's the new one.
I'll always be a Dorn fan. That's mine. So I just want to let you know. So Woodstockers hits close to home. You were actually lived near Woodstock? Is that how you came up with this?
My wife and I moved from LA. We wanted to get out, change our lives.
Amen.
Yeah,
LA.
Right. Yeah.
I did
and
that.
we looked around for a lot of places, and we landed in the Hudson Valley, which happened to be near Woodstock. Now, I grew up in that generation. That's my vibe, you know, the music, the whole scene, the culture, all of it. It's where I grew up, and it's where it was close to me. So that was really a comforting thing. But when I got up there and actually went to Woodstock, the town, which is not where the festival was, I saw a lot of these people. These people all look like they went to Woodstock and never left. And I went, oh, there's an idea.
I mean, it's
for
a
TV
brilliant
show.
idea.
Yeah, that's the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
And at first I wrote it during COVID. I wrote 6, 7 episodes of it during COVID. And the original idea was like 2 guys who went to Woodstock and never left. Stoner comedy, 70-year-olds. And kind of funny, but what's interesting about this is that the Times could really use the peace, love, and certainly with what you see on the news every day.
Amen.
And I sat down, and I was approaching 70 at that point, and I realized there's something in my life that I'm recognizing, and that is, and it's actually in the pilot, all pieces of your life add up whether you want them to or not.
Ooh, that's
and
profound.
It's a reckoning.
Wow.
It's kind of a reckoning period, whether it's your wealth, health, love.
Yeah.
You know, what you put in is what you get. The bed you've made is the bed you've made.
Yeah.
And to move forward, like an alcoholic, I suppose you have to say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm an alcoholic. You have to acknowledge what you've done, and then tomorrow can be a new day. And so I really took that thematic and really am putting this character, Lenny Baker, through the ringer to make it as bad as possible, to create all the reasons his life is exactly where it is. And Woodstockers will follow his
story.
His kind of
you need
reckoning.
good conflict in that. That's great. So your son Oliver is the director.
Yes.
Challenges with working with your son.
Well,
or upside.
A lot of both.
Okay.
The first challenge was I'd written a script, and it very much was like my baby in those lines. And he came in with another son, Henry. I have 4 sons.
Oh, wow.
Henry and Angus are twins in the middle. Angus worked as the art director on it.
Oh, wow.
He and Oliver got together, Henry and Oliver got together and said, Dad, this shouldn't be in the script. This doesn't need to be here.
So they edited you.
They kind of, and it was like, I remember I was standing on a balcony in Hawaii when I went through this phone call. I happened to be in Hawaii. And he said, Dad, first he agreed to help me do this, because, all kids are like, I don't know, my dad, I don't want to do that. But he liked it and knew it was important to me. But he said, if we're going to do this, I'm now the director. You're the writer. We're going to do the script and take it over.
Yeah, good for him.
You either like it or not. So I really had to okay.
It's an ego thing.
The ego thing, well, like any writer, you got to let stuff go.
That's your baby.
For the person who's going to create the vision. He had just done an indie film. I thought, I saw this small crew and I was like, Oliver, will you direct it? And they brought this, what I think is really great. And the reason I think that we're getting to festivals and all that is it's got a very indie TV vibe,
which is so in right now.
Yeah, it's becoming more in
for sure.
And it's great. I love being on other shows on big networks and streamers.
Yeah, you've done it all.
I've done it all, but this is really cool. This past couple of days with Series Fest has been.
Isn't it the best?
Oh, it's just so good. It's
cool?
just, it's the world I love right now, and I can afford to love it, not just monetarily, but because I've done the other thing. I don't feel like I got to get my one big network series.
You've already done that.
I've done that.
Yeah.
This is like doing something that's very new and very kind of like the early 60s independent film movie. But Oliver did that. The challenges were that the upside was he's really good. He's a good artist. He's a wonderfully talented artist. And what you'll see, hopefully, if we can ever get our Woodstockers on the air. Gotta follow Woodstockers.tv, by the way. If you want to go see
.tv, you can
Woodstockers.tv, you can sort of see follow us, and how we get this thing going from my brain to somewhere that you actually see.
Which is its own story.
Well, that independent TV is another whole story.
Totally, yeah, exactly.
And why am I doing this at this point in my life? Because it's there to do.
Because it's artistic.
It's
You're
there
an artistic,
to do.
Creative dude.
Yeah.
All right, I would not be able to forgive myself about, we have to ask, your snow globe collection.
Yes.
Tell us about, I used to collect snow globes.
Right.
I don't know, because it was.
Well, I have 10,000 of them for starts. Now, this is interesting because I've just made a deal to do a book.
About them?
About a book of a portion of my collection, because no book is 10,000 pages long. And they're being I shipped them from LA to New York, got a warehouse, laid out all 10,000, went through and picked out the ones that mean enough to me to do 200 or 300 of them in a book. Christmas 2027 is what we're aiming for.
Unbelievable.
Corbin's snow globes.
Perfect for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the publishers, they're like, yeah,
this
perfect.
is it.
This is it.
That's amazing.
So, it's another little
Mazel tov on that.
indie project I have.
Thank you, Corbin, so much
Thank
for being
you.
here, taking the time,
Great to
and
be here.
congrats.
Thank you. And as we say, peace.
Peace, ma'am. Out. That was great. Let's support independent television projects, so look out for Woodstockers, starring Corbin Bernsen, and Stephen Tobolowsky, directed by Oliver Bernsen. Go to woodstockers.tv for more information. Thanks again, Corbin. Welcome back. We are just weeks away from the official start of summer, which also means it's almost travel season. So get ahead of the crowds and plan your trips now. Kelly caught up with Regina Lewis, consumer analyst and travel industry expert, to learn more. Take a listen.
Regina, I am so excited to be talking to you. I am a big traveler. Summer is typically a big travel time, but with the cost of everything going up lately, have you seen a dip in travel?
Sure. I mean, I look at all the data and it's aggregated by the U.S. Travel Association, and I think it makes sense, right? You're seeing a recalibration on the very macro level. Geopolitics will pull some of maybe the high net worth individuals who might have taken European vacations. That starts to get pulled back in the domestic footprint. And for mainstream Americans, I call it the rest of us, we're going to stay a little bit closer to home, shorter duration. And when we get there, we want to make sure we don't break the bank. And so those are the three dominant trends that are playing out right now that I think make perfect sense and amazingly are well timed, because it's going to be a very practical and patriotic summer. And you've got a lot of cards to play with America 250.
Right. So hopefully maybe we'll get some discounts with that coming in. Okay, so let's talk more about that. What is your number one money saving tip when it comes to traveling?
Well, I get asked that a lot, and I think what people are talking about is value, right? Buyer's remorse. Am I going to regret going? Am I going to regret the time spent? Is it going to be a pain? And so I have two sentences. If you say to yourself or your significant other or your family, I can't believe we've never been there. Right? Fill in the blank. Where is there? Or I can't believe we've never done that. What is that? What is the activity? Now, then you narrow the aperture or the circumference, right? Maybe you want to go to Hawaii, Alaska. Perhaps that's not in the cards this summer. But it's a forcing factor. And sometimes that means treating your hometown like you're a tourist, right? And when you have house guests and they're staying in your guest room and they say they're going to a regional concert or seeing the symphony or the museum or the regional sports team, and you think, oh yeah, I remember that their season started or that restaurant opened and we still haven't been. It's amazing how that can really be an impetus and really inspiring. And that's what I think American 250 is all about. I've started going to the events, and you can start now. July 4th will be the crescendo, but boy, it's a build, and a lot of them are free. So I road tested this, went with my young adult children, and free is a great price tag. You go to brunch after, and you still feel like, my goodness, this was the best.
Right. Get out in your own community and see what you've got going on, all of those free events. Okay, let's say we do want to plan a trip. What kind of travel trends can we get in on this summer?
Well, I think a few things. Activity stack, right? Maybe instead of the destination, you say, what do we want to do? So I looked at Denver by way of example, and my goodness, if you want to see a drone, you've got 150 drone shows coming up. They've already started. And I think that's a really important point, Kelly, is that don't just wait for Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day. This is the summer. Every weekend is 4th of July. Right? And just play into that and plan against that. It's a wonderful opportunity. There's even I don't know if you have runners, if you're a runner, you have runners in your family, but the Declaration of Independence is being handed off in a relay across the country coming right through Denver. So I think you're right on time to start planning against these things. And the discovery is amazing. A lot of people using ChatGPT and AI tools to plan their vacations or trips, as young people call them, because of that frequency, 3 days, 2 days, in and out. Prompt it, say, please include America 250 events. The pro tip is say, pretend I'm a concierge. What itinerary would you plan? That even gives you a next level itinerary with a greater discernment on choices.
That is a great idea. Oh, I love these tips. Okay, leave us with one last bit of wisdom, Regina. What should we keep in mind as travel season is ramping up?
Well, you know, I don't think you get very many moments like this. And I mean this sincerely, and I've already started, and my own family is like, Mom, pace yourself. It's not even 4th of July. But, and I get it. But, you know, the best way to celebrate your country is to see more of it. And when I saw the stat that most Americans have been to fewer than 10 states, there's nothing wrong about that, but what an invitation to see.
Right.
Make it 11, make it 12, make it 15. And this is the moment to do that. And again, make it activity driven, because you could end up discovering a lot of things that are a lot closer than you think, whether it's a regional flight or a road trip, which will be the rage this summer. And when you get there, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I have been so far, and I'm just going to keep going. I'm riding this America 250 train. It's a red, white, and blue summer, and you're not going to get one like this for a long time.
Right. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Regina, and happy 250.
Okay, you too. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
For more travel tips and advice, just head to ustravel.org. Unlimited food and drinks? Tori says, yes, please. Your chance to win tickets to the Big Eat. That's coming up next. Yeah, baby. Foodies, you are not going to want to miss out on the Big Eat this year. It's exactly what it sounds like, an evening filled with delicious bites from locally owned restaurants. And you know me, I want to support our local restaurants. Kristen Rowe, the executive director of Eat Denver, and Long Nguyen, owner of Saigon Noodle Club, stopped by the Coco Kitchen. Hello, y'all.
Hi.
A little preview we got going on. It smells divine in here. Kristen, for someone like me who hasn't been to the Big Eat before, like a dum-dum, what is it like? What can I expect?
Like best food fest you've ever been to.
Oh my.
So all local, all independent restaurants.
Sweet.
Breweries, bars, wineries, beverage brands, and you just buy a ticket and you come in and you unlimited eat and drink. You never have to spend money again. You just have to eat, enjoy the live music, and party with all these local chefs.
I feel like that's what I'd wish heaven would be like. Just walk in and be like, food, drink, friendships. Is there more to than eating though? Because the festival actually supports something which I also love. Talk to us about that.
It's presented by and supports Eat Denver, which is a nonprofit independent restaurant association. We have about 450 members across the Front Range, and we work to provide education, marketing, and advocacy for small independent food and beverage operators.
Amen. That's the best of Colorado right there. That
Exactly.
is the best. That's amazing. Long, you are participating in the Big Eat.
I am.
Do you have a big hunger? You have a good appetite? You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you working on for the menu, sir?
So at Saigon Noodle Club, we do fresh ingredients made to order. So we have like a pork spring roll for us to roll today.
How? Oh yeah, we're gonna see if Tori can do this. Okay, matcha and now this. Long, show us how it's done, please.
Yeah, so we've assembled all the ingredients. We have rice noodles, lettuce, mint, cilantro, English cucumbers.
And pork here?
And pork, yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna grab the bottom here.
Oh God, what is this?
This is rice paper.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
So you're gonna fold it over the top.
Okay.
Like kind of covering the ingredients
The whole
there.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay, everything's fine. Mine's moving.
We're good. And then you kind of want to like pinch it down a little bit, press it down.
I'm pinching,
roll
I'm
it
pinching.
up. Yeah. Now on the sides here, you're gonna fold this in like that.
Hold on, got it.
Yep.
Like a present?
Sure.
I never was good at present wrapping.
Well, you know, pull that one over.
Yep, this way?
Like this.
Yeah, see, I'm doing so well.
This side, you're
Yeah.
gonna pull that over, just like that.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. Now you're gonna just kind of like tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
Pinch and roll. Yeah, just like that. And then just let it rip.
Oh, that's nice. Look!
Boom.
Dang! Wow!
So good.
That's like a first for me, for real. As a restaurant owner at Long, what does the Big Eat and Eat Denver also, what does it mean to you, just personally, you know what I mean?
It's an incredible event with Eat Denver putting up the Big Eat every year. It's all about community.
Yeah.
So you get a bunch of vendors together, putting out something that we're all proud of, and then all of our guests come and they get to try everything. So it's just like one big community block party.
That sounds so cool. What are you guys looking forward to the most?
Oh man, there's a couple new restaurant debuts at the Big Eat.
Nice.
So Jose Avila of La Diabla, his new spot, will be debuting. A new Bonanno concept, Romeo, will be debuting. And then we have every year people who have been in the community for a while who maybe haven't done this type of event before. And I just love seeing them interact with the community, interact with other chefs, and just be so excited to be partying centered around community support.
I think that's amazing. Long, what about, and also, where is Saigon Noodles located so people can know?
Yeah, Saigon Noodle Club is located inside of the Edgewater Public Market.
Which is phenomenal, y'all. You have to go there. What are you looking forward to the most?
Just getting all fat and sassy.
Yeah. Name of my first band. Fat and Sassy. Kristen, how can we get tickets? Can we get them there, online beforehand?
We sold out last year, so
Stop.
I would get them online.
Stop.
Tickets go on sale this Wednesday. eatdenver.com/thebigeat, and you'll just hit the link and you'll get your tickets. If you get there early, we have early bird tickets that are discounted as well.
Okay, delicious. Where is the Big Eat?
It's at the Denver Performing Arts Complex, so right downtown, easy Uber. You can take public transport.
I'd Uber.
I
It's
would
so
take
hard.
public transport.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or public
and
transport.
We have unlimited drinking too.
Yes.
So you don't want to drive.
No, then you know what I mean? And is it 21 and up or can anyone go?
21 and up.
Got it. Okay. Kids,
Sorry, kids.
You're not going to get fat and sassy. Leave them
No,
home.
you have something to look forward
You
to.
have something
We'll keep
to
doing
grow
it.
into.
Exactly.
That's right. It's not the little eat, it's the big eat. Am I right? All right, people. I want you to get those stretchy pants ready because the Big Eat is happening on July 23rd. But tickets go on sale this Wednesday. That's May 13th. And as they said, they sold out last year. So get yours at eatdenver.com/bigeat. But hold up. One lucky Coco viewer will win a pair of tickets to the Big Eat. To enter, all you got to do, send an email to mycoco@9news.com. Just put the word eat, simple, in the subject line. The winner will be chosen at random and contacted later. That's a good prize. Good luck, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Heck yeah, Fat and Sassy. It's time for some blues. When Colorado and Company returns, we talk with musician Derek Dove, and it was a hell of an interview.
What the plan is.
Fresh off of taking top honors at the International Blues Challenge, Derek Dove and the Peacekeepers will be bringing their sound to the Telluride Blues and Brews Festival in September. Derek took time out of his very busy schedule to chat with me earlier, and it was a hoot. Take a look. All right, Derek, not only did you win the International Blues Challenge, you also took home the title of Best Guitarist. That's got to feel, I don't know, cloud nine? How does that make you feel?
I'm still like flabbergasted, for a better word. It's crazy. I mean, there's so many great guitar players, and just to have that note of, hey, you're doing good, man. Like, it just makes you feel great.
Right? You're like, today is a good day. That's awesome.
Oh,
so
my
let me
gosh.
ask you, when the blues hits people in a certain way, it gets into their soul, it gets into their vibe. When did you start liking the blues? Why? Talk to me about that.
Early on. My dad was a radio DJ, so I grew up with all his old vinyl records, and just one of those things when I was a kid, it was, I really loved Little Richard. You know, I mean, I loved his energy. And then I noticed, you know, it was blues influenced. And then I got into Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then I went back and got into Muddy Waters and B.B. King.
Yeah.
You know, it was only, you know, junior high kid listening to Muddy Waters and Little Milton like everybody else was listening to Green Day and Metallica. But it felt personal to me. Like I don't know. I love the storytelling. I love the way the music flowed. And it hit me at a very young age.
That's cool that you were listening. I love, I can picture little Derek Dove being like, Little Richard.
Yeah.
Like, that's
This little chunky white kid with a perm mullet just running around going, woo! It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What you need.
Yeah.
Talk to me about performing live. I love performing live, and you do too. What is it about that experience that kind of gets you going?
Well, it's a personal connection. You know, you can record music all day and write stuff in your room or whatever, but when you see how people react to it, and it's always an emotion for me. And so if I could, you know, make someone laugh or bring a tear or a memory or something, heartfelt something, it's a connection. So I just love the personal connection about it. It really does make me feel good when somebody else is feeling good because of what I'm doing. If that makes sense.
Lord, why did you leave me behind? And I can't move on.
It does, and I feel the exact same way. Like you said that perfectly. You have 2 albums come out. They sound very optimistic. Rough Time and Burn It Down. Tell me about what you want listeners, and it's the blues, obviously, but what do you want listeners when they walk away or they're listening, the windows down? What do you want them to hear? Like, what's important? What message?
It's just, we're all in this together. You know what I mean? No matter what your views, no matter what how you're feeling today or tomorrow, we all feel that way. Everybody has ups, everybody has downs, everybody gets depressed, everybody gets the blues. And that's, no matter what you call it, what you feel it, that's what it's about. Music is such an international language where you might not be able to understand anybody speaking, but you can play music and have a conversation.
So well said. I also think your 3rd album should be Everybody Gets the Blues. That was really well said.
There you go. There you go.
So true. It does not discriminate. You are kind of getting real popular, kind of famous out there. You think you're okay with that? How do you feel about fame?
I mean, I'm not scared of the limelight.
Right?
I was always kind of the class clown, you know. I mean, I love people. I feel like I knew everybody in high school, and like I don't know. I love people. You know, I dislike some people. No, but some might dislike me. But no, it's a thing. You know, it just comes with the territory. I love performing. I think that's why performers do it a lot of times. Is, you know, we love the attention. I'm not gonna say I don't. But I also want to have a message. You know, I want to portray myself, and I want to write music that I like. I'm not trying to put on airs and be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to portray something that I'm not. I love performing, and I love, you know, sharing emotion, and I love that people enjoy that. So I'm here for it.
Whenever people say, like, why do you do TV? I'm like, so I can get recognized in a Target. Like, I'm very open. That's what I want. Okay, finally, you're coming to Telluride, which is amazing, for the Blues and Brews Festival. What are you looking forward to? Telluride is like a postcard, you know? What are you looking forward to most? Is it the brews or the blues?
All of it. I'm going to soak in as much as I possibly can. Nice. Through my skin and drinking and whatever else that I can. But through my ears. And just a few brews. We're super stoked. Like, so many of my heroes have played Telluride. Even this year, I mean, you got Marcus King, and I just, oh my gosh, this is going to be, we're on cloud 9. We really are. We're just living it up. We're some good old boys from Georgia who, I don't know if we're ever supposed to do this, but we're going to ride that train, baby.
You're going to ride that train all the way to Fametown. Let's do a high kick on 3 to end it. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi-ya!
Yeah, there you go. Derek Dove and the Peacekeepers are performing in Telluride at the Blues and Brews Festival. That's September 18th throughout the 20th. Tickets, they are selling out. I'm serious. So get them now at TellurideBlues.com.
I don't mean to be insensitive.
Back in the day, dating was like a dinner and a movie, right? And now it's keeping up with all the terms and things you have to watch out for on the apps. So Dr. Viviana tells us about a new one, and it's called future faking or future tripping, if you guys have heard of that. Here is our convo about it. All right, Dr. Viviana, today we're talking about something called future faking. So let our audience know what that is.
So future faking, it happens when someone makes big promises about their intentions for the future of the relationship with very little to no intention of actually following through. Ugh.
That's the worst.
I know.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it sounds like they could be having a really romantic moment, but instead they just notice that, like, the actions never really line up with what they've said and what they promised.
It's almost like I've heard it called future tripping too, where you're tripping out on the future. Break it down a little bit more from us. What are some common signs to watch out for?
So they may want to continue, like they just keep talking about, oh, when this happens, when I get this money, when we buy this house, when we have these kids. But then the day-to-day doesn't actually seem like they're making any headway. There's no progress. There's no, maybe they have these great like discussions and conversations, but then they never follow up. They don't really have anything to share whenever you follow up. And so, yeah, it can definitely be something where you're thinking we're going to move in together. We're having all these things, but it's very one-sided.
I get that. Is there a certain timeline in the relationship where this usually starts to happen?
Yeah. So I think typically it's when things get a little bit more serious or should be getting a little bit more serious, and they may not be ready for those steps. Again, it goes back to some emotional immaturity. Sometimes it is actually intentional manipulation. Some people just kind of get off on being that way and like keeping you on the hook. But most of the time it's just knowing that they're not ready, but they're supposed to be. So then they fake that they are. So probably around the 3 to 6 month mark, when people are starting to have a discussion about like, where are we going? What's the future of our relationship? And it's very vague. It can seem very romantic, but it's not really thought out. There's a lot of holes.
Interesting. Okay, so let's say this happens to you.
Yeah.
Steps on what you should do. What should someone do?
Yeah. Bring the conversation back to the present. What are we doing today that is going to get us to tomorrow? If that way, there's no squirming, there's no trying to predict the future. You're literally just like, no, let's talk about today.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What am I doing? How are we working together, with the keyword being together, to work towards this future that you've shared that you want just as much as I do?
Right.
And if they're avoiding that clarity, if they're avoiding or delaying those conversations, oh, I don't really feel like talking about that right now. They're kind of always redirecting and not taking accountability, then chances are they're not really aligned with your goals, and you need to call them out on it.
Nice. Call them out. Okay, why would someone want to do this? And is there ever a time in which this is like a good thing or, well-intentioned?
Well-intentioned, and I see this all the time as a relationship therapist. I'm constantly working with couples where one partner is trying to avoid conflict. They don't know how to have conversations, or they worry that their partner doesn't know how to have tough conversations without it turning into a royal rumble or without it turning into threats of a breakup. So they might avoid conflict. They also might feel like they're a little bit embarrassed or ashamed that they aren't in a place to be able to actually follow through with some of these bigger life goals and milestones. Society puts a lot of pressure, especially on young people, to get it together and keep it together. And, I feel like sometimes they can think, well, gosh, I'm already in my mid 30s or I'm in my late 20s. And by this time, my friends or my family were already doing X, Y, and Z.
Totally.
And so they sometimes can just feel a little bit behind and a little ashamed about it.
I have felt that, and I understand that so well. I want to thank you for this, because I think this is a really niche thing, but a lot of people can understand it. I will not future fake seeing you again, because I am sure you'll be.
We're going to do this. I'm holding you to
We're
it.
not future faking it. Thank you so much, Dr. Viviana. You've been amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Continue the conversation with Dr. Viviana. You can find her online at drviviana.com/vivid relationships, or download her new free app. It's called Vivid Relationships. Thanks for your company, Colorado. Portions of today's program were sponsored by the businesses listed on your screen. And remember, be good to everyone. You don't know what they're going through. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.